I'd like to call this October the first meeting of the Kent County Commissioners to order. Let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's have a moment of silence tonight for two individuals in our community that passed away, for their families, for Tater Schauber, and also for Wayne Bennett. And also remember Ronnie Fithian. He's goes on for those. Thank you. Another Board of License notice. Application has been made by member Carolyn Zelda, 108 Tail, at the place therein described, for on-premises consumption or elsewhere. A hearing on said application will be held by the 19th, 2019 at 10 a.m. Board of License Commissioners for Kent County. The 17th.
Motion to approve.
Permits and special class C licenses, and Tom will handle that.
Yes, Mr. President, there are two raffle permits before you at the community center on 5th, and the Rock Hall Volunteer Fire Company. They're having an event on October 19th. This is for here to be in order. Mr. President, we have before us this evening 4 applications for a special Class C alcoholic beverage this Friday, October 4th, community party. That's the same event where they applied for a raffle permit October 5th, and this would be for beer and wine. This application we have is for October 19th. That's a Saturday. It runs from 12 to 5, and this is for beer, wine, and liquor. And the final application, Saturday, October 26th. All of the applications are in order, and they're all by the respective liquor license.
Make a motion to approve.
And I'll second it. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, do we want to see our representation? What's your, okay, then you're up. Well, they told us it was coming earlier. So we have Senator Hershey, legislative initiatives for 2020. Whoever wants to go first, or
we're exploring some housing in so it's just a heads up at this point. We don't know what that would look like or what that is. Another item that we've talked about in-house is some very minor revisions to our alcohol. Perhaps a bond bill or some sort of help with our track at Kent County High School. So, Dr. Couch, would you like to come up and speak to that?
Good evening. I made a request some money from the assembly to repair and or replace our track, which is seriously, and sure prompted the request was talking to other school systems and stating that they were able to receive money to Caroline County. Kent needs it too. So I was able to, it's going to run around $500,000 to do the repairs and to replace the track. It is in so bad condition, all of the asphalt. So that's a request. Unless you need me to say anything else, I shared
my willingness to put appropriate here in the district, to get Caroline and Queen Anne. So hopefully
I didn't know we were going for that. I would have thrown my name in the hat too. Queen Anne was able because turf, but it is significantly a significant investment by the county, and I think we ought to leverage that to.
I mean,
we certainly,
right, exactly.
And right now, I have one estimate. We're waiting on one additional one, and then we can go from there.
Okay. I was just going to say, we were talking with them. In one of them, they made renovations to the track as well. Now, it wasn't as much as what you're talking about. However, I think if we show that the county is making a contribution to the, so when we look at these types of things as we're talking to our colleagues.
Well, our stadium field this year is in beautiful shape.
It is, isn't it?
Great. They've played several football games, soccer games, boys and girls, and it's shown over the last 2 years well. Money into the football field over the last couple of years.
Well,
Now it's
it
time
was
for the track.
it's upwards of 300,000, if not more. They also put in a new irrigation. It wasn't just.
Greenfield. I'm not sure when the lights were done.
Well, we could
A
include.
few years ago.
Well, if you're feeling generous, I also if you're feeling, added all that in there.
You do the tennis court, make sure you upgrade.
All right.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
We'll be
Kelly.
in touch.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's an item on here, and we would like this, so,
We used to be exempt, I think, several years ago. Then the state,
Exempting ourselves until a certain date, and then it went into effect.
right.
I mean, I know this has always been a contentious and probably impossible to get through the state, but we can always make a request.
I put that in as an Eastern Shore delegation request. As I said, Bobby, I think you made, Commissioner Jacob, I'm sorry, you made the comment that Wycomico has asked for this, and because they're looking at it, they asked if we could potentially make this a shore delegation bill if we would move it forward. I've had a lot of conversations with people about it. It is a fight we had. It's a battle we had that cost many. There's a lot of skin given up this thing. If you're on public water, it's not such a burden, but it's something. Yeas, I got a couple of nays. So,
Yeah. So, once it's submitted, then you will ask us if we
well,
want to be.
I'm asking you if you would. If we're not going to submit it as support now, if we say we're not going to do it, you.
I think, there's a couple issues here, and you can argue this any kind of ways, but my feeling's always been where we're located, next to the $20,000, and that's what I've heard. Have talked about this, and I mean, as commissioners, we certainly would support it, and I'm not going to speak
Now,
for
this was brought up in Mako, if all the counties wanted to change the certification, because right now, certification, plumbers install a sprinkler system, whether they have somebody pass the certification test from the state, because some of the local contractors around here said they could probably pass the certification test who's not a plumber. Plus, we've had several, and the pipes burst, where I feel if a certified plumber, they know how to install pipes where they're not going to break, but the certified plumbers don't know. That's just my thought.
This year conversation and be willing to consider it this year, but I mean, last year it was,
it's too late.
by the time the request was even talked about, it was deadline
For workforce housing.
So that's,
I mean, I think
we certainly, I don't know, we need to take a vote on this, or, I mean, this is how we,
Discussion, I guess.
discussion is how we feel.
the only ones allowed to at this time are certified store, but certainly it makes sense, and it may alleviate one of the issues in the cost of
Which is why I was trying to say
that someone would be investing in. That drives the cost.
the individual county to make a recommendation on who installs the sprinklers. They may still want to have a certified fireman or whoever installs the sprinklers in the west.
Concerned when the state, DNR, was off tax rolls. And we're not compensated, we're not, and anyway, there was a farm that just came off this past year. It's farmland. They do this, I know the state had just purchased recently, but somewhere they purchase them and then the counties are out. And so that Farm Bureau put a meeting to support that.
But it's a fee in lieu issue with some counties, like Somerset County and Garrett County, Allegheny County, where they buy woodland. There's a qualification in there, and I know that a similar issue, and it may be worthwhile looking at that, and maybe we can adapt something to
So are those counties compensated?
land, that's purchased. And a lot of land is purchased down there, woodland, just like what you're saying. But the qualification criteria is so kind of abstract.
And the more it happens, you continue to have money to buy it. So why can't you have some money to compensate what essentially the citizens in the county are losing?
Legislation they're planning to get passed that should be successful. I guess there's some issues on crossover day, procedural kind of thing. So I'd like to know what the delegates.
Actually, we just had a meeting before we came up here in between the Queen Anne's County meeting and this meeting to go over a little bit more of the Senate, and it ran into some issues with the commission. Frankly, they didn't like the bill. They didn't like the bill in the Senate. They didn't really like the bill at all in the House, and basically they were able to put enough pressure on the committee chair. Regional Health has come to us and said that acute care hospital, if we had a better reimbursement structure. But that's a heavy road to halt right now. And a hospital that would fit what we call, would fit that designation anymore. So instead of passing a specific bill to Chestertown, which has a lot of people take a look, we might be able to be guaranteeing us any is Shore Health's commitment to bring behavior or suggestion to bring behavioral health care beds up here, have about a $5 million the hospice care to its own wing, which I know that's what they're looking to do, Compass Hospice. So that would be a very good healthcare commission doing an assessment go into the services that are currently being provided. We have a meeting with them this Friday to see where they are. They don't complete the bill that we need to go forward with, or more than likely.
We've put a lot of effort into the last month or so over this behavior bed issue, trying to get that commitment up here. They make the hospital much more viable county to the appropriate departments, to help move this along. We have a commitment from Shore Medical. We're not happy about the reduction of patients having to be diverted to other hospitals because we don't have adequate services here. So it's far from this fight having that same opposition that was there last year.
Well, from that end, we also worked with UMS and Anne Arundel Medical Center back when Anne Arundel was looking to get the heart surgery. We're working to with them about closing the urgent care. So we'll be 2 counties in the state without a hospital right now, and we're degrading the services up here. We're trying to prevent that. And I think, I think we've done yeoman's work on that since getting Mac Middleton involved a couple of years ago. I think we really pushed to work hard to keep this facility here, and we'll continue to do so. We like the hospital. We love the people.
To add to what
We look forward to seeing you disconnect.
To follow up what Delegate Jacobs was saying too, on the short term over the next couple of weeks, we're going to do our very best to bring all the stakeholders together. We have a list of stakeholders, actually very specific people. Some people that may not agree with each other, actually, and so we're going to try to find some common ground on all these different stakeholders. So, like Delegate Jacobs said, we put a lot of effort into the last couple of years in our operations committee and finance committee, because it's the Eastern Shore Hospital, that she can help push this thing through. So we have a strategy, I think, in place that we want to. So I think we're going to have a much better strategy this year than we did last year.
Okay.
If you don't mind. Unless you had another issue, legislative request.
Well, no, they're arriving, so we wanted to go ahead and.
Almost finished, but
Okay, you're not almost finished.
issues that came up, and the reason why I wanted to segue back, you talked about the tax loss and the DNR purchase in the county. I know Queen Anne's is concerned about it. It's a sales tax, or a hotel tax passed by the state, or passed by the legislature last year. I think it goes to.
So is that's something that has to,
I've heard quite a few comments about it within this county, and it was brought up in Queen Anne's as well when we were there earlier tonight. It's regulated.
right.
So I'm not sure where Kent's going to go, but forward.
A lot of comments from the public and the towns about enforcement, and it's a problem. I mean, the way our legislation is, the problem is with the enforcement. I mean,
It's something that you may want to have an internal conversation about. We got time to talk about it
Yeah.
between now and January, but
Kind of fly under the radar and where they are. And so,
and some of these people are not, they don't live in the state, or it's
Right.
an LLC.
right,
It's not exclusively a rental property. It may
No.
be used by the owner, certainly.
right. Have they
They
arrived?
were pulling in.
All right, well, they haven't come in yet, so. All right, I just quickly know, or any from the town, Chestertown, any comment?
Come up front here.
Yeah.
right into the mic.
We get complaints from the people.
Thank you for inviting, because I was patient's real important. But this collective audience, I think, should be made aware of something I've encountered. There are grants available that we've already got the wheels in motion to start the fix. In the meantime, we've got very serious problems. In our case, about $500,000 we need to fix. And the money, I'd like to ask if there's any way that by those kinds of circumstances to get the funding sooner. I mean, we are already going through the engineer RFP process. We've got a serious filter problem in our water plant, and the flush tax money is meant to serve that circumstance. I know when I've learned when it was first started, certification, somebody looking to do what needs to be done right away, and that's probably still a 6-month lead time, but at least to know that.
Had a liner break a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up because we're working with CERCAP, which is, and they're terrific, free resource, thank goodness. But I'm learning through them, this problem exists in various rural East